our money?
Well, hey, man, I trust the dude.
You took a check for all our money? I can't...
Well, it's good. It's a check, man.
Oh, shit, man. All the money we worked for, all the stuff we sold, you gave him the money, man?
Well, you give me the check.
How long we been dealing?
3 months.
And what's the first thing you learned, man? Don't take a check! How are we gonna cash this thing, man?
Well, when you cash checks, you take it to a bank and you give them the check.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already? You make this deal right now, Tom, and you get Bo Callahan. Say it with me. You get Bo. Come on, Tom. Say it with me, you pancake-eating motherfucker.
All right, shit.
Say it, you pancake eating motherfucker. Welcome back to another exciting episode of BW Flix, the Average Movie Critics. I am James J. Train Martin, and this is my buddy, my pal, BBA Brian. Aren't you glad it's Tuesday, brother? We get to have another show with some hijinks, some shenanigans, and talk about two of our favorite movies, or well, maybe they are, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But we're going to be talking about Nice Dreams in honor of not Memorial Day, man.
420 Day.
Have I been smoking? Because this is for this is marijuana day, right?
You're getting that secondhand smoke. Yeah, this is for 420.
Yeah, getting a little bit of that second. This disclaimer: I do not smoke. These are all just jokes. This is not true. All right. But yes, in honor of Marijuana Day, we'll be talking and reviewing Nice Dreams with Cheech and Chong, 1981, and coming up in 2 days, the NFL Draft. We will honor that by talking about none other than Draft Day. Came out in 2014 with Kevin Costner and I can't think of Dennis Leary and a few others that are in the movie.
Yep.
What's up, B? How you doing today, man? Tell the folks how you feel out there.
I'm not feeling like I am on 420, but hey, I'm good. You got 2 more days to the draft. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to. I don't really care, to tell you the truth, but I mean, it's exciting for a lot of people, and it is what it is. So yeah.
Yes, I am fully excited.
This is right. It's right up your alley, Rob.
That's what this movie's about. It's for stoners. It's for people who love humor. It's just funny. It was a very funny movie, and we'll get into it, Yinzer. Look, let's talk about the movie. This is Nice Dreams. IMDb 6.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 50%. B, why don't you give us a little bit more of the superlatives about that movie?
So not only is it it's directed by Tommy Chong, who also is one of the actors in this movie. It's starring Cheech Martin as Cheech, Tommy Chong as Chong Man, and Stacy Keach as Sergeant Stadanko, Paul Rubens as Home Hamburger Dude. And if Paul Rubens seems to be a familiar name, he was none other than Pee Wee Herman. He's had a lot of interesting things in the news in his last few years. Also, comedian Sandra Bernhardt and Michael Winslow appeared as Girl Nut and Superman Nut, respectively. Michael Winslow, you can actually see him. He actually does some voices on there. He does the what is it? Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Like wow. Yeah. That.
And he was also in Police Academy. If people don't know, that the guy with all the sounds.
See, you need to make one of these movies, man. You need to make one of these movies, man. This would be right up your alley.
Yinza, you got to see Nice Dreams if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music by Harry Betts, production company C&C Brown Production, distributed by Columbia Pictures. It was released on June 5th, 1981. The running time is 88 minutes. Nothing about the cost of production. Weird. But
I had to look that up. Yeah, I had to look it up, and I think it was like 1.5 to 5 million. I looked it up separately because you're right. There was nothing where I looked at initially.
Yeah, there was nothing I was. So, but the box office it made 35 million, so it did pretty good. All the stoners out there were going there and they're going and getting stoned, and it's kind of like it's kind of like another stoner movie that we were gonna do, which was Half Baked, and where my man goes, "Yeah, you ever watch Nice Dreams on weed?" There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna do things a little differently, Yenzer, and anybody else that's out there watching. We're gonna do things just a little bit different. And initially, when we were doing the movies, our premise was everything we just done up to just this point is what we would do. But I would get into our synopsis, but I would give a very long-winded synopsis. So I'm gonna cut it short a little bit in regards to the synopsis, so that B and myself can actually talk about the movie more so and get into different things and different points about the movie. And then we'll, at the end of that, we'll both give our rating for the movie, our buckets of popcorn. So that being said, this movie is a movie about two stoners who, like you saw in the video, the aforementioned video, they're starting to sell dope, which is marijuana. And they're all while being under surveillance by police. You also mentioned the aforementioned Sergeant Stodolko and Detective Noodles and Drooler.
Ruler.
And yes, and they discovered that they have a marijuana strain that's turning, when people smoke it, it turns them into reptiles. So and during this movie, obviously, they're making a lot of money, all while getting into plenty of hijinks and shenanigans, and while doing so. And that's pretty much it. The movie is for stoners and for those who love humor. It's relatively funny, but let's just, without further ado, let's get into the movie.
All right.
B, what did you like about the movie, man? I mean, I think that this movie, for me, it was nothing to the movie besides getting high and kind of directing you into what happens when people get high and all the different crazy stuff that can happen. Because it wasn't just about marijuana; it was about coke too. Okay, they got their nose powdered really well in this movie, along with some other people, but. It was so many different parts that were funny, man. And I saw this a long time ago when I was a kid. And to me, it was, I saw my parents laugh at this so hard. And I laughed more at them because a lot of things when I saw when I was a kid, I didn't understand about it, but it was just crazy shenanigans in the movie. But now as an adult, like, wow, this is what was going on back in the 70s and 80s. And this is what people were doing. I mean, did we want to show a video? Or
yeah, we can show a video real quick.
Yeah, before we go into it, let's go show a video about the movie.
Now, just to set up this video, this is when the police are coming down on Cheech and Chong on their weed field. And so what they do is they try to cover up with this big blue tarp, which looks like the bottom of a pool. And so you'll understand the reason why Cheech is doing what he's doing in this video.
Hurry up! Okay, cowboy, let's set these birds down. Roger, Papa Bear. Come on, man, here it comes, man, hurry! Do something! Look, there he is, here he is! Look out! Hey, you're leaning on my stick! Get over, he's back over there! Hey, cowboy, where the hell you going? He's on my stick! He's on my stick! Hey, get off my
stick! You gotta be goofy and stoned to just think that you can get away with something like that with a big hole in your tarp and you're swimming on a ladder and not in place. It's just goofy. And so, if you saw that part right there, and you had never seen the movie, they were obviously they had a tarp of a swimming pool with all their marijuana underneath, and they were under surveillance by the police. And the guy that was there, that owned the house, was the guy that he was inventing new strains of marijuana that was actually, when people would smoke it, they would turn into lizards, including the police officer, Sergeant Zdenko, which is one of the craziest names. But this movie would just go from shenanigan to shenanigan, man. From the beginning where they're singing "Save Those Big Fat Whales" in front of their truck and big fat funky whales, and they're also going to they went to the house, to go check on their marijuana, to get their money to go sell. They go to the Chinese restaurant where they meet this agent with her rock band that steals their food several times because she's pretended that she thinks there's somebody from the Grateful Dead, and Cheech is like, "Hey, I'm Santana," and she's like, "Yes, you do have a nice tan. You do have a nice tan."
Chong is Jeff Garcia or
yes, from the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. At first.
Like, no, she really doesn't though. She's so full of it. She just wants to get their food. And I mean, obviously they go and they meet they see Donna, his old lover from high school, and then they go underneath the table, snort some coke. They get pulled over by the police. Well, they didn't get pulled over. They pulled themselves over. When they were trying to have sex in the truck. And then the police stop over and see the truck moving, and they get high. I mean, it's just crazy. They're already high from the coke, but man, it's such it's a funny movie, but it was all over the place, man. It was a lot of different hijinks and shenanigans, like I mentioned. Some parts were held up. It was pretty funny. One of my favorite parts of the movie was when they were at the apartment. And they were going to do a threesome with both Cheech and Chong and Donna, and of course the husband or her not her ex but her husband that just got out of jail was coming up and it scared the crap out of Cheech, and he's running everywhere because he thinks that Chong out there banging on the door is her husband, and he's hiding. He goes out and locks himself on the balcony, and so he has to jump onto the elevator, and it's going up and down. He's butt naked on it. The cops down there are looking in surveillance. They're watching them and laughing at all this stuff going on, and people are looking. He's butt naked. It was crazy, man. I mean, what's your take on that scene?
No, that was one of the hilarious scenes. That was one of the most hilarious scenes in this movie. I mean, the dude was running around the whole hotel or the whole apartment building butt ass naked. There's one part where he's on an elevator that goes up, and he's outside of the elevator. Somehow he got himself on the outside of the elevator, and it's one of those elevators that have a glass window so you can look out, whatever. So there's one where he's trying to jump down, but he doesn't want to jump off because he's too high, so he's hanging on the bar, and all his stuff is in the front of the window, and he's got all these elderly ladies in there, and the ladies are like, touching the window and stuff like that, and clapping. It's hilarious. But yeah, that was a really funny part. Just the whole fact that he's just running around naked all over the place, and folks are just like, what the hell is going on with this dude? And he finally jumps off into the water and into the pool because he's like, man, F it, I'm gonna go jump into the pool now. It's I'm getting sick of running around here with my stuff hanging out. So that's what he found out. He finally settled down from that whole thing. But yeah, that was a funny part. That was a real good part.
And then the same scene, his buddy is in the room with the girl, making out with the girl, but they think that her husband that actually really comes up. First of all, he pisses in the pool in front of everybody's faces that's sitting in the pool, and they don't do anything. I don't know about you, but you're not about to piss in my face in the pool. We're gonna have some problems. But I mean, he's big. He's about 6'3", like 260 pounds, and he was a biker, and he was dirty, very grungy, and so very dirty and grungy. So they were a little bit afraid of him, I would imagine. But still, yeah, you're not pissing the pool with me with me in there, and I don't get out and do anything. Anyway, he goes in. He's going up on his way up. He stops the pizza boy, takes his pizza. It's crap. He spits the pizza back in the pizza box and goes to the door and knocks on the door. And he's so calm. This is scary. He's so calm. He's like, knocks on the door. What did he say? Pissing in the pool feels nice.
I don't know about that, Robbie.
But he knocks on the door, man, and he's so calm and scary, brother, because he's like, hey, open the door. And Chong's like, go away, man. There's nobody here. Hey, open the door. He says about 3 times, and finally says, Donna, open the door. When she answers, he hears her voice. And that's what he knocks a hole in the door, and then all hell breaks loose. Chong is running around, hiding, getting on top of the bed under the cover, underneath the bed, and then all of a sudden, of course, they having an intercourse on the bed while he's under the bed. This is funny, man. And of course, they end up finding out they lost their money to the hamburger dude at the restaurant, and they end up in the insane asylum with all the people that are nuts, and so they don't realize what's going on. They get into a fight with them, and next thing you know, you hear Cheech screaming. And I'm like, why is he screaming? Because he's locked up in a straitjacket, and he's screaming. It was like, but to the top of his lungs because he can't move and he can't scratch his balls.
My balls.
Like, my balls itch. Scratch by he's sliding around, sliding on the floor. He can't scratch. Hilarious, man. Just little things like that that just made this movie a gem. It's pretty funny, man. But it's again, it had bit parts that weren't funny. It had some parts that were very funny. But all in all, I thought it was an okay movie. I looking back, hindsight 20, I thought it was okay. I mean, you got some more parts you want to talk about, man?
Well, the only other part is the premise of this movie too is the fact that they were making some money off the weed they were selling off this ice cream truck. And at one part where they were in a truck, and he was like, "How much we make, man?" He was like, he's putting it in the calculator. Oh, it's 17 million. You know, no, that can't be right. You can't be making 17 million. He says, "Oh, we got a lot of money though."
Yeah, he's like, it's 17 something. We're rich, man.
and this is where the whole problem comes, because then they get into the Chinese restaurant and they meet all these people. They meet Ruben, who's the hamburger dude, which is he's up.
Pee Wee Herman. For those you don't know, Paul Rubin is Pee Wee Herman. Yes,
he's
like, and his name is Howie Hamburger.
Howie Hamburger. Yeah, so he's pointing to his nose like, yeah, you want some? Like, go down underneath the table, man. We'll do some blow underneath the table. And they all went down there. And they were talking stuff after Cheech left with old girl, Debbie, right? Yeah, Debbie. And left with old girl. And then they were talking all kinds of stuff. Like, man, I'll take care of your money. I'll give you a check. He said, okay. He was high as hell. He knows what he's doing. So it led to the fact that that's when Cheech found out when they were running away in the hotel from the the racist guy and Debbie, and it was like, dude, we got our money, right? He goes, yeah, I got this check. He goes, man, you gave the check away. You saw that in the intro where he gave the money away to him. He goes, he goes, well, we can put it in. We can go. It's no big deal. We can go to the bank. He goes, do you have an ID card? No.
You can't have a library
card. Yeah, right. He was pissed. So the rest of that, they're trying to go get the money back from Ruben, and he's a nut as well. He's just one that just has a cocaine addiction. So he's a nut, and his mother and him come in. Both of them end up in the same cell. His mother comes in there. Ruben's mother comes in there and tells him and gives him back the money that he took. And he was like, "Say sorry." Say sorry. It's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. His mother goes out the door and no, I'm not.
I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Oh my God. So I wanted to rewind back to the part when they were under the table in the Chinese restaurant. So as they're coming up, Cheech comes up. Everybody's nose is totally white from snorting cocaine. And Cheech is like, he's like, with his eyes crossed and his mouth like this. He said, "Man, I'm going to take Donna home because she's not in any shape to drive." He's like totally stoned. She's not in any shape to drive, but he's going to drive her home. And his nose is totally white. Hilarious, man. And what was the other part? That when you mentioned they were at the insane asylum, it was something that was really funny about that. The key, and when they took the key, which is a pill. So when Cheech is in the straitjacket in the soft room or whatever it's called, Chong comes in there and say, "Hey man, they think I'm a doctor in here, man." And of course he's stoned as I don't know how he gets in the room. I have no idea. But he comes in there and he said, "I got somebody that has the key, man." And the doctor comes in and he says, "I have the key." "You have the key? Oh, come on, man. It's been a terrible mistake. Get me out of here, man." "Yes, you want the key, don't you?" "I have the key." And he pulls out. Yes, he pulls out. "I have the key. Here's the open your stick out your tongue." He puts the pill in his mouth. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's like, "This is not the key." "Yes, it's the key to the universe." And he gets stoned and high right there, and he starts dreaming. And next thing you know, he and Chong are walking. He's like a security with the backwards hat on, the sky cap on his own backwards. He's like, "Man, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. They can't do anything to you, but if they do, don't worry about it."
He gives him the key too.
Yes, because he asked him. He's like, "Hey man, I like that. I like one of those keys too."
Yeah,
and they both high.
It was a nut too, but
was he?
Because it seems like he was, but he probably was the same. I don't know. I know he was.
I think he was a doctor, right? I think he might have been a doctor for sure.
But he was laughing at him. I was like, he might be high.
And at the end of the movie, obviously, they escape out of that insane asylum, and they end up in a strip club because you're thinking they were talking about how they were going to spend their money. Yes,
yeah, that's their first movie. That movie's even funnier.
Up in Smoke is great, man. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is funny too, though. There's several sequels after Up in Smoke. They end up. Their whole goal was to make enough money they can go on an island in Costa Rica somewhere. They started a little beach club, sitting there sipping, being their hats on so they could be two kings and sipping pina coladas, like Cheech says, instead of pina coladas. And they end up as strippers, and that was their whole theme, and because they lost their money, and so they had to get a job and go to work as strippers, and that's how the movie ends. For me, it's funny. It was funny, but it wasn't even the stoner movies that are like real funny, like Half Baked and some other movies like Dude, Where's Our Car? That kind of thing. I thought this was something that could have been maybe a little better, but they still made a lot of money. It was just that time, and I guess you have to be high to really enjoy and understand this type of movie, and which I've never been. I have never been, but I thought it was okay. So I'm going to give it 2 buckets of popcorn.
Well, on that note, I'm going to give it 2 buckets of popcorn too, because it was funny. I didn't think it was as funny as Up in Smoke, but it was as funny. So I gave it 2 buckets too, because it's a movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
it's a movie, and those and really. And this is during a time when weed was basically illegal. Now you can get weed just about anywhere now. So I mean, so it's a good movie to see. It is a good movie to go see high. I'm just telling you that.
And would I recommend this movie to anybody? Would I recommend it to anybody? Yeah, I would see it at least once. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's actually funny, but it's not like stupid, like busting your gut funny. It's definitely funny. It'll have you laughing.
It has
certain parts of the movie. Yeah, it has its moments for sure. So check it out. Nice Dreams, Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. And they did 7 movies together, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Now we shall move on, because this is draft week, NFL draft week. And I don't know if what's his name is actually high out there, but hopefully he can
Yinzer.
Yeah, Yinzer. But yes, we will be talking about Draft Day. Draft Day is a very good movie. At least I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and give us some superlatives about that, B.
All right. It was directed by Ivan Reitman, starring Kevin Costner as Sonny Weaver Jr., Jennifer Gardner as Ollie Parker, Dennis Leary as Coach Vince Penn, Frank Langella as Anthony Molina, who was the owner of the Browns, Chadwick Boseman as Vontae Mack, a linebacker from Ohio State, Arian Foster as Ray Jennings. There's also appearances from Sam Elliott. He's the head coach at Wisconsin. Sean Combs, who is Bo Callahan's agent. Terry Crews, who is the father of Arian Foster's Ray Jennings. Chi McBride, who is the president of the Seattle Seahawks. And, of course, some NFL players and associates, like the Devil Goodell was in it. I always got to say that.
The Devil, yes.
Rich Eisen was in it. Ray Lewis was in it. They had several cameos
Deion
in there.
Sanders.
NFL players. Deion Sanders was in it. Yeah. Cinematography. The only reason why I put cinematography on here is because it was really good to me. The cinematography was really done well. And you'll be able to see it in the clip that I play in just a little bit. It was done by Eric Steelberg. Production companies, 3 of them: Summit Entertainment, Odd Lot Entertainment, and Montecito Picture Company. It was distributed by Lionsgate, released April 11th, 2014. Hey, it was released in this month. How about that? Running time, 110 minutes. The budget was $25 million, but at the box office, they only made $29.5 million. So, yeah, it's I think that's probably a lot of it right there, too. The reason why people, because out of all the teams they chose, it was the Browns. Come on, pick another team. Why you got to choose the Browns?
I mean, at the beginning of the movie, why they kind of choose the Browns. I mean, you think about it, like we were talking about how football started and where football, like the Ohio's, is based there. The Ohio the Hall of Fame is there, Canton.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it kind of makes sense to where, and then you want to see a team. What makes sense about them is picking a team that was bad, that's trying to become better than what they are. It's like the movie Major League. The Indians at the time were horrible. And so, but it made the story much, much more welcoming and inviting, to see a team turn itself around from pretenders to contenders. Yeah, maybe. I didn't. Yeah. Hey, man, what's up, Steve? I didn't know you were here, man. Steve-O? Thank you for watching, brother.
Yeah, draft day too. That would be good.
I would definitely wouldn't mind.
Might be a shame, but they probably can use the Cleveland Browns again.
Yes, I think they should use the same team and yikes.
That's funny as hell. But yeah,
draft. There should be a draft beer day. Maybe if you need that, Diane. Sorry, forgive me, Diane. Sorry. Yeah. All right. There is a brief synopsis, and we're going to do the same way we did the first movie. We're going to give you a brief synopsis and go over what we thought about the movie. So it's based on draft day itself. The movie, the premise of it is in the last 12 hours before the actual draft starts. And the Cleveland, it's based in Cleveland for the Cleveland Browns, their organization. And Sonny Weaver is the the general manager, and you can't have a draft without a general manager. And I love the idea, the premise of him and how he thinks, starting off with him, let you know what's going on in his life, who his lover is, meaning his lover is his actual salary cap coordinator or assistant or whatever she does.
Financial manager, yeah.
And she's pregnant, of course. And they're trying to hide their relationship in a situation where he's hiding a coach. He's hired a coach that he really didn't want. He just lost his father a week ago, who happened to be the coach for the Cleveland Browns that he had to fire before the last season. He works for a take no prisoner or owner. He's a jerk and billionaire. He's like flat out, let's tell you like it is. This is what I want and how things should be done. And he'd rather be feared than liked. That type of owner that wants him to make a splash in the draft. And of course, the splash is for the number one draft pick if they can get it, and for because typically this is for, they got a specific player. Like in this draft, we know that the consensus number one is Fernando Mendoza. In 2014, their Fernando Mendoza in this movie is Bo Callahan, a Heisman Trophy winner, and he's the consensus number one draft pick, going number one. And Sonny Weaver Jr. makes a trade with Seattle for 3 draft picks, for 3 first-round draft picks, and they get the first number one. But then we go through the 12 hours of figuring out whether or not he needs to keep this quarterback or draft this quarterback or pick someone else, which you mentioned, Vontae Mack was a player that they considered as well. And of course, Jennings as a running back, because they have the number 7 draft. They had the number 7 draft pick. So let's go into this, man. So for me, in this movie, when I first saw this movie, I saw it maybe about a year or 2 after it came out. I really liked it. I liked the movie because I just love football. If anybody that's out there that's seen Draft Day, you watch the movie because you love the NFL, you love everything about football. You wanted to see what they were going to put out in regards to that. I thought I would never have seen a day Robin Hood.
That's not. I know that's one of the characters he played, but that's not Robin Hood. That's the security. That's the bodyguard. It's a bodyguard. What you talking about, man?
That's the guy from Yellowstone. That's the guy that played. He played Dunbar or Dumb Bear in what's the name of that movie? Dances with Wolves. Yes, yes. That's the bodyguard. He's all kind of things. The guy that played Tin Cup. Yeah, Kevin Costner. Oh, or Waterworld, if you remember that.
Yeah,
that flop. Yep. That $200 million flop.
There's so many movies he played in.
Yeah, man. But look, it's different things. I had to watch this movie several times to catch a couple of things that I didn't notice about this movie. Everything's compiled in 12 hours, but you see at the beginning of the movie, it's like chaos. They kind of show you he's already stressed. He's already got chaos, but in his mind, he's looking at TV, looking at the draft, he's looking at players, and he writes something down on a green piece of paper and puts it in his pocket. That's something that I did not pay attention to at the beginning, and I caught it at the end, or the middle and the end. He writes on the page. If you haven't seen this movie, you don't like spoilers, click away. But I'm going to tell you right now. He writes Vontae Mack no matter what. Draft Vontae Mack no matter what. And so obviously he goes through the whole shenanigans, the whole rigmarole of speaking with his boss, wanting to make a splash or else you're going to be fired, this type of thing. And he finds out again that he's not really happy about, or he doesn't know how to be someone who's excited about a baby coming and everything like that, and being a man. to the woman, and it's a lot of. One thing I learned about this, B, there's a lot of different communications in this. There's so many different levels of communication that I saw. That's because everything's based on how you talk to one another, how you talk to your potential prospects, how you talk to your boss, how you talk to your subordinates. It's terrible. It's so many different ways of communication. I saw like there's an aggressive way of talking. As him as a GM, he's got to be aggressive with how he talks to his coach, how he talks to other GMs. You got to be a little manipulative in your communication. You got to be a little try to figure out how to be caring to your significant other. He's very effective with his subordinates with them and how he talks to them. But again, he's more aggressive than anything. The intern is very passive because it's a very, first of all, it's a very male dominated field. But the woman that he's in love with, presumably that he's going to have a baby with, she's very assertive and aggressive as well because of the type of field that she's in. It's just, let me see what else.
Football is her life too. She's a Cleveland girl.
Yes,
she says that in there, and she's really fought to be where she is as a woman. That's that's something that you notice in here too. Is she's always mentioning that how hard she had a battle for the where she's at right now. So you got to give her credit for that. I mean, that's commendable for her.
Oh, especially like with the scene with her and the coach when they're sitting down, and he wants her to talk to her to him, and or you say boy, she's like boyfriend. He's like, come on, it's no secret in here. I need you to talk to him about the situation getting their fix back. And, and she says, no, I'm not going to talk to him, and she handles herself in a situation where she lets him know, like, look, I'm no pushover. I understand everything you're talking to me about, especially when he brings out the play, how he doesn't want to coach a rookie quarterback, how he's got to teach him everything. He's got a quarterback that already knows the plays and everything like that. It's good. The movie's very good. I like you said, I like the cinematography. I like how their interactions with each other is happening. Again, you see the interactions with her, between her and Sonny, his mother when she comes, and Sonny is like, he's not passive aggressive at all. He could be a son of a what himself, especially when his mom tried to get him to spread the ashes on his father's field. And he's like, no, I'm not. You say you're going to come here and do that right now of all days today?
Of all days, yeah.
And he takes the intern's computer and throws it against the wall and tears it up. He says, I'm not going to do this right now. No, I'm not. And she goes out, storms out, and gets everybody else to go out with her, the coach and everybody else, the staff, to go out and memorialize his father's ashes and his last wishes. But man, it's just a lot of things in this movie that you can see how intense it was because of the time frame it was, the people he had to talk to and try to appease the boss, try to make the right decisions, try to appease the coach. But at the same time, let the coach know that I'm in charge. I'm not going to talk to you and make any decisions with you based on what you want. And it kind of gives you an idea of what really goes on in war rooms, and with these guys and what they're talking to, because we don't know anything. They don't let us know a damn thing about what goes on in the war room, except when they make the pick. And that's it. Because otherwise they're just going to throw a whole bunch of smoke out and mirrors and don't let you know much of anything until it actually happens. Unless you're the number one consensus pick and you have a strong indication that like a Fernando Mendoza is going to get drafted. But yeah, I like the movie a lot, man. I thought it was good. I thought one thing about it though, I want to get to the end of it when you see how everything starts happening, and he starts unwinding, finding out they started depicting who Bo Callahan is and talking to him and getting more information out of him. All that makes sense because all that's happened. And obviously he goes with his first mind, what he wrote on that paper, and that was Vontae Mack, and he drafts Vontae Mack. It pisses off the owner, He flies from Radio City Music Hall, and from in New York back to Cleveland, and tries to light him up. The coach wants to quit because he's got to make trades to try to get to the sixth pick, to get that sixth pick. Make a trade, and he trades all three second rounders for the next 3 years. So now they're out of their first rounders and they're out of their sixth rounders. But he's very methodical.
Yeah, let's set that up too, because that was the whole premise of this movie too. His boss wants him to make a splash. So what he does is he trades 3 first-round picks for the number 1 pick that Seattle has, so he can get Bo Callahan. So the 7th for the first. And then over the course of the time, they're finding things out about Bo Callahan. He wants to know what kind of quarterback he is, not just as a player statistically and how he wins, but what kind of person he is. And there's several instances where he goes to his security guy, who's the guy that's the player personnel type dude. He goes and finds out all this information, finds out that he had a birthday party, his 21st birthday party, and supposedly nobody showed up to it, but a call to the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, where Bo Callahan was quarterback of, Sam says, oh, maybe the police didn't want the rest of the players to know, anybody, that the rest of the players were there, because there was an incident that happened in the restaurant that this took place, that somebody stole some money from the owner. So they didn't want, and it wasn't any of the players or anything like that. It was somebody off the side, but so they would be anonymous to the whole situation. Bo was the only one that people knew was there because that was his 21st birthday, but his players, his teammates came but they didn't get put on any report. So that was one. And then another thing about a playbook, when they give him a playbook and they tell him to read the plays, and there's $100 bill strapped to the back of it. And a lot of players will say, I didn't read it. I read the playbook, but they really didn't, because the $100 bill's back there. Or some of them will tell them, yeah, I did. I read the playbook and I took the $100 bill. Well, Bo Callahan, he read the whole playbook and said he read the playbook, but he didn't. And then when they tried to tell him, well, there was a $100 bill back there, he goes, oh, because he took the $100 back. He's like, yeah, I remember, yeah, that was a good one, guys. That good joke. So he lied to double on his lie that he already told, and he gets caught. Actually, there's another lie that he told too, because he got caught when Sonny had called him at the draft party, and P Diddy gave him the phone to ask him the questions, and he's like, yeah, he's lying again. To the 21st birthday, do you remember who showed up to your birthday party and whatever the case may be? And he goes, you know what, I really don't even know, dude. He already talked.
That whole night was a blur. Yeah.
He said he already talked to your head coach. He already let you off the hook that your teammates were there. It was just bad information that his player personnel guy got, and then and he still lied. He still found a way to lie about the whole situation. So he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like this guy. But yeah, and then so he goes back. He does all the number 2 picks to get the number 6 picks with the Jaguars pick. The Jaguars run by a rookie GM. So he's trying to he says, look, I'll give you this. I'll give you 3 number 2 picks for the next 3 years if you give me your number 1 pick, because he knows now. He's like, he already made a pick for Vontae. Vontae was the number 1 pick. So he made his pick already. And that's the reason why the owner was coming around there to fire him. But Allie, she kind of stopped him at the door, so let him do his job. And so he turns those 3 number 2 picks to a number 1 6th pick, so he can get back at Seattle and say, hey, you guys want Bo Callahan? You need Bo Callahan because you guys, they're calling for your heads right now. The fans are calling for your heads. So he convinces him, and that's one of the that's what was in the introduction when he told him to give him his 3 number 1 picks back. So it was interesting in that way. It's an extreme. Okay, this is an extreme war room kind of situation. So we do have a clip though, too.
Yeah, we can catch a clip. Yeah.
Now this one is just Chad Boswick telling him, which is Vontae Davis, Vontae Mack. I'm sorry, Vontae Mack telling him about Bo Callahan because he played him in college, Wisconsin versus Ohio State, Big Ten. So here it goes.
All you want to take? That there's a mistake. Callahan. Callahan's a poser.
Yeah. And what do you know that every scout and coach on earth does not?
I know we got sacked 12 times last year.
No, it was 11. It was 11 times.
Yeah, well, 4 were mine in one game.
Yeah, I remember. I saw your highlight reel. I also remember that he beat you.
Watch it again. Don't watch me. Watch him. Watch me sack him 4 times in one game, then watch what happens after.
So that was the premise right there. And once he found that whole situation out and looked at Bo Callahan was rushing his passes after he got sacked. When somebody got close to him, he overthrew the ball or undercut the ball or whatever the case may be. And there was one play when Vontae Mack wasn't on the field, and he was playing really well because Vontae Mack wasn't on the field. Why?
Right.
Because his sister had cancer, and he gave her the ball, and they thought he was showboating, and then he pushed the ref, and then a ref kicked him out of the game. That's Vontae Mack, and so all that came into fruition. Showed him out to be a nice guy. Really, he was just put in a bad situation. So.
Yeah, that was a really good part in the movie. I would say that was a very good part in the movie to show the gesture. But the coach at the same time, when he heard that about the sister dying, he said, "Boo effing who? We still need offense. Yeah, I still got to run the offense." But going back to the draft part at the end. It was a very good part, but it was entertaining, but it was almost like unrealistic to be able to obtain all those draft picks and do all that magic. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody has come close to that probably, but to come back that close like that and just make everything happen, it was wizardry at its finest, to be honest with you. But that was more Hollywood smoke and mirrors. In reality, it probably wouldn't happen like that. And for me, that's the only part. I mean, I loved it. It was hype, but that's probably the only part that brings this movie down to a 3 buckets of popcorn for me. I would have given it a little bit more because I love football movies and I love our sports movies in general. And I was looking for this to be a lot more than it was, but it was still relatively entertaining. It was good. So I'm going to give it 3 buckets of popcorn.
Well, dang, we are on the same page. I'm giving it 3 buckets of popcorn too, because you're right. It was a. If you're into football and if you're a football fan, I'm not talking about no measly fanboy type of person, fangirl, whatever. If you're really into football and you want to understand the ins and out of the game, this is a good movie because you catch a lot of stuff in there. Like I said, I thought all the actors and actresses in here did a very good job at their roles. I think Kevin Costner made a perfect GM. I think that Frank Langella, he made a really good owner because owners are dicks anyway. Dennis Lear was a perfect coach because coaches are snarly. They're trying to win game because, he always going up there showing his ring and says, "I got one of these," So because he was a coach for Dallas the previous year. That's kind of funny too. Yeah, and that was Hollywood because Dallas hasn't been in any Super Bowl since the 90s. So
if anything, I think they were throwing a shot. Because Dallas was used to winning championships, but then they may have been throwing a shot at Barry Switzer because he said you were a babysitter coach and a bad babysitter, and that ended up losing and eventually getting fired. So
right.
You shine it off and showing that ring like you did something, but you inherited a team that was already winning. Yeah. So, but again, I think that was a shot at Barry Switzer and at Dallas. But yeah, I like the movie, and I'd watch it again. I watch it probably every year that the draft comes up, just so I can get hype about the NFL draft.
Yeah, I would say. Chadwick Boseman did play a good part in it. He did. In fact, his character was really good. Vontae Mack. He did exactly what you would figure a draft pick would. If he was a number one draft pick, and he didn't even expect to be a number one draft pick. He expected to go way lower than that. He said 7 was cool with him. So he didn't want to go any lower because that would make financially, mess him up a little bit. So being picked number 1 and being the shock on his face when he got mentioned as a number 1 pick, he was like, he was practically falling over and stuff like that.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
That's what I'm saying. He played the perfect part to it. So yeah, like I said, all the characters.
And rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so as expected, we ended up pretty early on these movies here. We always do a bio. And we're gonna do a bio. Not anything from this last movie, but from the previous movie. Yes, he was, man.
He was.
Yeah. Cheech Marin is who we're going to do a bio on. Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong from Nice Dreams. I really think this dude is hilarious. I've listened to some of his albums when I was a kid. I shouldn't have. I listened to some Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor movies. I shouldn't have, but they were funny. These are things we snuck in, listened to when we were kids, and go right back to school and repeat some of these dirty jokes. But Cheech Marin, born Richard Anthony Marin, 7/13/1946 in South LA, California. Cheech is married 3 times. He's got 3 children. He's still married to his last wife. Cheech is short for chicharron, or fried pork rind. That's what his uncle called him when he was a baby. When he looked in the crib, he called him a fried pork rind. Cheech studied at California State University, and while at school, he was introduced to marijuana in his fraternity. Go figure. The guy who played stoners in most of his movies was a stoner. He auditioned to sing. Yes, he auditioned to sing for Frank Zappa's band, The Mother of Invention, believe it or not, and was turned down, of course. He would go on to meet his future comedic partner in Tommy Chong in Vancouver, British Columbia. They would go on to start several albums and highly successful albums, and then, of course, some movies, featured comedies, and including Nice Dreams. But Up in Smoke was their first one, and they were successful, and they would go on and continue to make about 7 total. That included Up in Smoke, next movie, 1980. Up in Smoke was in 1978. 1981, Nice Dreams, the movie we just reviewed today. 1982, Things Are Tough All Over. 1983, Still Smoking and Yellow Beard. 1984, The Corsican Brothers. I saw that movie. That's crazy. 1985, Get Out of My Room. And that was the last movie they would do together. They disbanded, believe it or not. They actually disbanded in 1985, a long time ago. And and they end up going solo. Cheech was known for his first movie solo was Born in East LA. If you remember that. That was actually he would go on to star in that movie. It was actually a pretty good movie. He directed Shrimp on the Barbie, and starred in it, Tin Cup, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He was also in the Spy Kids trilogy, From Dusk Till Dawn. If you remember the guy that was at the strip club and he was inviting everybody in, tell him what kind of that you can get. I don't want to say that out loud, but and he was in Machete. He's done voiceovers, a lot of voiceovers. Tito, the Chihuahua in Oliver and Company in 1988. He was Banzai the Hyena in The Lion King in 1994. Ramon in the Cars trilogy, the movies, Cars, if you remember that. He was Manuel in Beverly Hills Chihuahua in 2008. Pancho in The Cisco Kid in 1994. And believe it or not, Cheech has also done children's albums. For those of you that have kids, if you remember the School Bus Driver in 1992, they were best. Keep on knocking, but you can't. They were best-selling albums in that genre for school children's songs. and Coast to Coast in 1997. He appeared in Dora the Explorer as well. Cheech is also an avid Chicano art collector. He established the Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art and Culture and Industry, and he's still acting to this day. And also, he was also on television and co-host with Don Johnson as Nash Bridges as well. Shout out to Cheech Marin.
Yep.
So,
he is.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Speaking of sports, which was related to this too, he's a fan of the Los Angeles Rams and the Dodgers, of course, because he's from LA. And on June 20th, 2025, the LA City Council declared June 20th Cheech Marin Day. So
yes,
we'll look out for that.
And we're going to conclude this. We're going to talk about our next movies. For those of you who should watch the movies, if you haven't seen them, Yinzer, hint, hint. Our next two movies, this is still the month of April, so we're doing romance movies, romance comedy, rom-com. We're doing one from, is it 1987 or 88 for Overboard?
I think Overboard was 87.
87. Sure. So Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. It was so good, it was made into a remake. For those of you that don't know that, Overboard was redone, actually. It was 87. So we're going to review Overboard, and we will do another group co-host, or not co-host, but co-stars in Julia Roberts and what's my man's name? Richard Gere in Runaway Bride. They actually, the aforementioned movie they did together was
Pretty Woman.
I can't even think. Pretty Woman, yes. But we're going to do Runaway Bride. I can't even think of it, man. I don't know what's going on, brother. I don't smoke. For those of you out there, I don't smoke, but I am forgetting a lot of stuff right now.
It's that secondhand.
Yeah, I don't get the secondhand either, man. I got a story to tell you about at my job that I had at T-Mobile where somebody came out of their car. They were sitting in their car for like 10, 15 minutes, and I could see them through the window, and you could tell they were smoking. And they just finished it off and came right into the store to get some customer service done. And my head started buzzing. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It was that strong. But yeah, Blind Date is a very good movie, Enzo. My man, he's got aphasia. What's his name? Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Willis. Yeah. Yep. That's a great movie. And it's actually, I think that's still on still on Tubi. And both these movies I just mentioned, everybody, is on Tubi. So again, Overboard, Runaway Bride. And if you got any movies that you want, please send them down to our email or leave them in the chat. BWFlix BWFlix2026@gmail.com. Again, leave us constructive criticism for things you think we can do better, things you like that we're doing. Again, leave anything that you have, movies, at BWFlix2026@gmail.com. You can watch us on YouTube or on Facebook, but please, if you like us, please watch us on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share with your friends. And again, we are BW Flix, the Average Movie Critics. I'm James. This is BA, Brian Arndt, and we are on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And that's all. I don't want to say that's all, folks. Man, why does it feel like I'm spacing out? But eat. That's all, folks. But anyway, yes. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Peace.
Good night.